Well, hello everybody. My name is Lourdes, and it's easier for many people just to call me Lulu, which is nice and short. So better known as Lulu. Um, I think, well, regarding Dubai, visiting Dubai and the UAE, because of course in the itinerary that Wanda has prepared for you, uh, you will not only see Dubai, which is one of the seven Emirates that make up the country of the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, but also you will visit Sharjah, which is another Emirate, and Abu Dhabi. So definitely, um, I mean, what is the attraction of Dubai? Number one, I think it's just the fact that it's a new country. It's somewhere that if you have traveled around the world, even the most experienced traveler uh, probably hasn't come to the UAE or is close to coming to the UAE. So Dubai, what it as a city, what it offers is a multinational cultural city that is within the Middle East that in the past was very taboo because everybody was like scared, what's gonna happen to me, especially if I'm a woman, what is, it's just, it was very, very taboo. People thought it was dangerous to come to the Middle East. However, um, the UAE has become, and Dubai has become really an attraction. Starting with Dubai, why? Because when you come, and of course, in the history of the UAE and Dubai, you will see that Dubai had the need to create what is now the most spectacular places, like the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, like the seven-star hotel, the Burj Al Arab, like the mega structure of the man-made island, the Palm Jumeirah, which of course you're gonna see all of these when you come. Um, and then things that are coming now new with this year, of course, they were set aside or delayed because of the COVID pandemic. So 2020, we don't talk about that. But now for 2021, there's a lot of more things to do. Mhm. So we are going to see some of them, of course, when you come, whether you come in November or February. Now, Abu Dhabi is another city, a huge city, or the largest emirate of the UAE. It is the capital of the UAE. So definitely it's making Dubai run for its money. Is that the saying?
Yeah.
But so basically, Abu Dhabi didn't grow or develop as fast as Dubai because they didn't need it. They are the richest emirate. So, but definitely it is a city that you have to visit. Mainly, I think the main attraction in Abu Dhabi, of course, is the mosque. And this, of course, we have good news because until now, really, Abu Dhabi was closed to tourism. But now in June, July, they're going to open Abu Dhabi to tourism, especially for the green countries. And US is one of the green countries. So this is very good news. Definitely by November, we believe that, God willing, everything will be more or less back to normal. Of course, we're still considering all the COVID regulations and restrictions as of now, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen for November and February. But still, I can tell you that I believe that the UAE is one of the countries that definitely is not only open for tourism, but is taking care of that part of tourism as far as safety, COVID safety is concerned. So Abu Dhabi is opening now, which is good because they had a quarantine set up for any tourist. Now it's not longer there, but definitely still we have to do the PCR. And definitely if you have the vaccine, if you have already taken the vaccine, that is going to be a plus for you and any traveler from here on forward, because of course, there's a lot of chatter going on in the industry that there's going to be a passport, a vaccine passport. In any case, this will make things easy. So Abu Dhabi, the first thing is the mosque. And then, of course, the city is a beautiful city, very different to Dubai, sorry. Since it's bigger, it has more money. So it's my sense of Abu Dhabi compared to Dubai is that it's a rich, big city that has a town feeling, because it's not as, fast-paced, quote unquote, because even Dubai is not as fast-paced as New York or Mexico City or any of the big cities around the world. But Abu Dhabi, it's, it's, even though it's bigger and everything, it seems like it's the sense of it is more of a for town, it's more slow paced. So besides the mosque, of course, we have the Emirates Palace, which is a beautiful hotel that is designed to look like a palace. And then, of course, the city. During the program, if you see, when you look at the program that Wanda has prepared for these two groups in November and February, I think one of the big advantages of the dates that you're going to be traveling in is there's three. Two would be Global Village and Miracle Garden, which are things that only are available during the cooler months. So they start in October, November, and they end by May. So
I love the Global Village. I love the Global Village.
Both groups will have the opportunity to have that. And Global Village, as Wanda said, she loves it because, why do you love it, Wanda?
There's so much. I mean, there's so much to offer. I mean, it's every country represented, the shopping, the sights, the color. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's like when you walk in, it was almost like, I was thinking my first time when I went to Disney World, you walk in and you're like, wow, whoa, wow. Yeah. That's kind of how I felt. So I really loved it.
Well, I think that that wow that you experienced in the Global Village will be multiplied by 10 or more when you enter the World Expo 2020, now 2021. So this is another benefit of you coming during these dates. There's actually one whole day dedicated to the World Expo. And for those that don't know much about this event, let me just give you a brief, I don't know, do you want me to tell them a little bit about it?
Please, yes, because a lot of people don't understand why it's an importance and why it's a great opportunity to go. So yes, please tell us.
Yes. So these World Expos actually started a long time ago in England, in Britain, in the 1800s. And actually, in the beginning, they were called World Fairs. So they now, these expos are organized every 5 years. So Dubai had the opportunity to, to compete against other countries to host the World Expo in 2020. That, of course, was moved now to 2021. So it was a big success to be able to get this for Dubai. So of course they have invested a lot into this event. Now, what is the World Expo? Basically, it's where countries unite or come together to present their advancements in technology. In the beginning, this was the main focus to present all the advancements in technology, because it was within the Industrial Revolution. However, as the decades went by, they saw that the focus had to include also and be more focused towards the more human side. So that would be the art, the culture, the food. This was mainly introduced between the 1930s to the 1980s. And then later on, the focus has been towards the communication within countries and also the promotion of a country. So let's say UAE. Let's set this example. The UAE wants to promote the UAE. So participating in an expo, they will promote the country as a country that is open to tourism, that is welcoming, families, that is open to different cultures, and of course, to take away this belief of the woman being oppressed and you cannot do anything and all of this. Because many people, when they come to the UAE before and even now today, even with all the information that we have available, they're still scared and they're still like, oh, am I allowed to wear this? Am I allowed to do this? And so, yes, there are certain things that are a little bit restricted, I guess. But as the years go by, I can tell you that it has changed. So definitely, the expo gave us the opportunity for the UAE, as it participated in other expos around the world, to promote the country. Now, being a host, of course, is going to be much better. Now, to participate in an expo like this is, of course, a big investment of millions of dollars, but this can translate into tens of millions of dollars in revenue that will be created not only in tourism as you promote your country, but also in connections of whatever you're going to present within the expo. For example, the expo in Dubai is going to, the name or the focus is connecting minds, creating the future. So this is, the idea is precisely to share information and to create a better world for the future. So within the expo, we have 3 sub-themes, which are opportunity, sustainability, and mobility. And the US pavilion is going to be in the opportunity sub-theme. The US has participated in many, many expos and actually has hosted many expos in New York, in Chicago, in Seattle, in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, sorry. And so within these expos, they have actually presented, because each expo has the opportunity to present different advancements in technology, inventions. And of course, the city that hosts that expo will probably also build a structure that will represent and stay fixed and permanent in that city, such is the case of the Eiffel Tower, for example. So the US Pavilion would be one of the places to, obviously, you would visit while you visit the expo. And so being within the opportunity sub-theme, they will promote a vision of what is the American enterprise, creating a strategic and international relations that will take, that is taking the advantage of Dubai as a new country, and also the position of Dubai strategically to connect with Asian countries and the Middle East. So this will be a great opportunity for many countries, not only the US, to do this. So within the expo, you say, so me as a tourist, what am I going to do in the expo? This sounds very interesting and everything, but what am I going to do? Well, it turns out that the expos, each country will not only bring their technology, but they will bring also the culture, which is really exciting, because they will bring their food, their dances, and this will all, within the expo, you will see all this represented. So as you're walking through the expo, you will see maybe a Peruvian band, or over here, a food truck with Chinese food. Well, that is easy, no? Let's say Ukrainian food, I don't know. So there's going to be a lot of activities within the expo And of course, it's like you said, it's like a big Disneyland, and it's going to be very busy. Just imagine that the size of the area of the expo is about 1,000 football fields. So the reality is that even though, of course, we are giving you a taste of it, because for a big expo like this, you would need 3 or more days to really see all of it. But with the day that you're going to have, you're going to be able to, I, of course, will advise you to where you can go, because that will be my job, to advise you, of course, to go to the US pavilion. I would suggest also the UAE pavilion, which is the host country. Normally, that is very important. And then I'll suggest some other ones that I believe that could be interesting to all of you, plus the different activities that will be there. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, even for what we were able to see when we came, it was so educational, you know, walking through the sustainability column, if I remember correctly, in the naming for the UAE. It was, first of all, bright, colorful, interactive. They had little games and things to play. You know, it was very interesting about the questions that were being asked about, you know, how we treat the world, how we treat Earth, you know, what are we doing to sustain certain things, plastic, so forth and so on. It was just very educational. I mean, I spent a good bit of time just reading the information that was there about the different animals, the different things that we could do better, so forth and so on. And it definitely keeps your attention. The bright colors that I saw were just amazing. And then the activities, you know, I took part in several of the little activities that you ask a question and so forth and so on. And I thought it was very interesting. So I think people will really enjoy it.
Really. Yes, very, very interactive. All the experience, I'm sure, is going to be very interactive within the whole expo itself.
Absolutely.
So these are, I mean, what else can I say? I mean, you have so many benefits coming on these 2 dates. Yep. So, and of course, you have the food, you have the shopping, you have the desert experience. And all the best and most iconic things that are available now in Dubai. Yep. And of course, and you will have some free time, which is also a little bit of free time, so that you can take advantage of that, of the things that might interest you more while you're there. And of course, we'll give you suggestions as to what you can do during your free time.
Absolutely. I mean, our agenda is jam-packed to be able to provide a fully immersive experience so that you leave really feeling like you understand the UAE and what it has to offer. And, you know, I marveled at the innovation. I really, you know, I think about going to the Burj Khalifa and how quickly you went from the bottom level all the way up to floor 125 or something of that nature. It was like a matter of seconds, but you didn't feel it. And that to me was amazing. You know, you would think to go from 0 to 125 in such a short period of time, you'd feel the jolt or something, but it was nothing. It was just like you look, and I videotaped the floors as it was going through, because I was like, I'm not feeling anything, but it's clear. We're like rolling through all these floors, and we got to the very top, and the view from up there on 124 and 25 was like, oh my gosh, it was absolutely, I mean, cliche, but amazing. That's all where I could say. It was really, again, as I said in many of my posts to people, Dubai is more than a destination. UAE is more than a destination. It's truly an experience. I mean, I was floored by all the things that we were able to do, all the things we were able to take part in. And just truly enjoyed it. And I mean, all I could think about was bringing people back. And then, you know, there's so much I could talk about. I mean, it's like the dinner that we have planned, and which is kind of the same dinner we did, sitting there and watching, excuse me, the Dubai fountain and the water dancing to the music. It was, I mean, it's just so much. I mean, there's so much that just, again, it's an experience. And you know, the only way I can do is liken it to being a kid walking into, you know, first time seeing Mickey, or, you know, if Mickey's not your thing, whatever that thing is for you, where you just kind of went, oh my God, you know, that's really the feeling that it gives you. And everybody, and, you know, a couple points you brought up, excuse me, when you talked about women traveling and the concern, I agree with you. I had no feeling that anything was, you know, not acceptable. You know, as I tell all the people that travel with me, no matter where we go, be mindful of the culture, be courteous of the culture, try to follow whatever the customs are. You know, that's a sign of respect, if you would. So, excuse me. You know, the thing of covering the shoulders, trying to cover the knees, etc. I saw several people that didn't necessarily fit into that, but at the same time, you know, I didn't feel like eyes were on me for what I had on or anything of that nature. I felt very comfortable in what I did take to wear, etc. So again, I thought everybody was nice. You know, even the gentleman that took pictures with us in the traditional wear. Everyone I encountered was just a very nice, accepting. The other thing that I thought stood out to me considerably was, you know, even in the malls, people seem to have a, I'm trying to think what the word is. It was a notch up in dress and professionalism. It wasn't like, you know, some of the malls you walk around here in the US, you know, they can have on anything. You just don't know. But everybody seemed to be dressed, you know, in a certain way. It didn't seem, even though it was laid back, it wasn't laid back. I don't know how to really explain it, but it was just different. It just made you feel a little classier. I'll put it that way, maybe a little classier. And you were like, make sure I look a little decent, you know, kind of thing. So I really enjoyed the culture and everything we did. And it's just, again, I can't say it enough. I was just, it was awe-inspiring. It was wonderful.
I mean, it is, definitely, I think the first time we come to Dubai and the UAE is very, that eye-opening, like you said, and now compared, the thing is that Dubai and the UAE is such a new country, which, by the way, this year is going to turn 50 years, the 50 years old. So for the November trip, actually, the 2nd of December is National Day. So that is the day that the UAE turns 50. So you're going to be here. You're going to be in Dubai while it turns 50 years old. That, of course, it's a great celebration and show. They will show all the, you know, you can see all the advancements that they have done in such a little time. So definitely, it is amazing what they have done in such little time. And then, of course, you come back. So you say, okay, but been there, done that. No way, because Dubai and the UAE is ever changing. I mean, I go on holiday and I go back and I see a new building, something new to do, something new to see. So for people who have gone to Dubai 5 years back, they will go now and they will see new things. So definitely it is a destination that will offer you always something new.
That's great. That's great. And, you know, I had somebody ask me earlier about even food, and I thought the food was really, really excellent. And it's a variety of food offerings. You know, as we talk about there being so many expats in the area, you know, there is such an immersive feeling of various cultures. You know, I encountered hearing, you know, Russian spoken, Spanish spoken, all these different languages. I mean, you had so many different cultures within the area. And then even from the restaurant perspective, as we were at, I think it was Mall Dubai, or it might've been the Emirates, but the food options outside, I started laughing when I turned around and saw Hardee's. I was like, really? And I mean, it was a nice Hardee's, really nice Hardee's. It was more like a real restaurant, not like one of our Hardee's. So it was just amazing to see some of the stuff. So again, yeah, it's great. Can't wait to go back.
Definitely, there's many food options, and even though right now there's no Michelin restaurants for those foodies, because I know that maybe there's some people who are interested in that part, which of course you will be able to do at the expo, because they're going to add in the expo and also at Global Village, because in both places you have this option of trying foods from different parts of the world. But even if you're walking, like you said, in Dubai Mall, you will see all these different franchises, plus whatever is Eastern European, Middle Eastern, and international options of food. So regarding the Michelin restaurants that I was saying, as of now, there's none. However, there's many Michelin chefs that have opened up their restaurants, like this British guy, Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
Then you have a Turkish, Gordon Ramsay. Then you have this Turkish chef that is famous, that opened this restaurant that has beef cuts. It's super expensive, but they say the meat is excellent. And his technique, or his special thing that he does, is that he throws the salt like this to the meat. So, I mean, this is something that he does. But it is like everybody that is, that knows about these Michelin chefs and restaurants and whatever, they want to go there. No, Jamie Oliver also has like a pizzeria. So yeah, so there, and then others have created menus for restaurants in Dubai. Not that they opened their restaurants, but they created menus within the restaurant. So yeah, there's also for those foodies, whether you're high end and you want to go spend thousands of dirhams, where that would be like $500 maybe in this Turkish restaurant. You can also go and do a more casual dining, where you can go to a Filipino restaurant or an Indian restaurant, which there's a lot of them, obviously, because there's a lot of Filipino and Indian population in Dubai. And so many other options that are not that expensive, but of course, you can do that foodie tour.
That was one of the things that I did like, was that I didn't feel like things were like overpriced, or that it cost a lot to do things, etc. I thought it was very reasonably priced. One of the things that I could say, definitely just thinking about our itinerary, we have included so much in our itinerary where you pay your one price and you've got so much. I mean, Global Village, the Burj Khalifa, dinner. We have a wonderful dinner planned at the Dubai Fountain. We have breakfast included at the resort as well. Oh my gosh, we've included so much in this itinerary, so that you don't necessarily have to come, out of pocket again when you get there. But point being made, that even when you bring the amount of spending cash that you bring to exchange for dirhams, it's not an expensive place. You have definitely, or say it differently. No, you can spend as little or as much as you want. I'll put it that way, because you do have, these elaborate name brand shopping places that you can go to, Gucci, Rolex, you name it, it's there. It's a shopper's paradise, that's for sure. I can definitely say that's a shopper's paradise. Correct.
Yeah, but as like you said, you have, on the one hand, you have the premium brands within Dubai Mall, which is a whole area where you have Cartier, Bulgari, Dolce Gabbana, on all these high-end fashion designers and shops and boutiques. And then you have the souks, the traditional markets that we go to, not only in Dubai, but also in Sharjah, which, by the way, Sharjah is better prices. So we do take you first to Sharjah, actually, so you can, just spend your money there, because it's you can bargain. Bargaining is you have to practice your bargaining. But yes, I think in the traditional souks, you can get really nice souvenirs, even the dresses for the mosque, because there is one place that is very, very strict with the dress code. And this, we will give you all the information, of course, before you travel, is the mosque. The mosque definitely is head to toe, not the face, but definitely this is what you're going to be wearing. Just a second.
Did you not have fun with these two girls on this trip? I'm just saying.
Okay, so you're going to cover your hair. So you have to cover all of your arms and all of your body, all the way to the ankles, all the way to your feet. So this is only for the mosque. And we will make suggestions. You can bring for home, or you can buy here like I said, in the souks, and then just take beautiful photographs in the mosque, because the dresses that you can get here, there's many options, whether you want to go traditionally black, which is what the ladies wear over here, or if you want to go more like a party color with a bright red or yellow or turquoise with bling bling. So this is, unfortunately, Wanda, when she came, we couldn't go to Abu Dhabi because of the COVID restrictions, but there's definitely a must-see place, the mosque in Abu Dhabi. And of course, in Emirates Palace, you can continue with your beautiful attire if you want. Because it's only the covering up is only for the mosque. So if you want to put the dress over your own clothes and just wear that and then take it off after we visit the mosque, that is perfectly fine. Or if you want to keep it during the whole tour, that's fine also. The good thing is that you're coming at a time that the weather is really, really good. It's not going to be too hot or too cold, so it's just going to be perfect.
Awesome. I can't wait. All right, well, we've been doing a lot of talking. Let's see, we've been going about a good 30 minutes or more. So let me open up the floor and see, what have we not answered for you at this particular time? Please feel free to ask your questions.
I do have a quick question. Thank you so much, Lulu. That's awesome information. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much, Wanda, for inviting me. I really am excited, actually. But I do have a couple of questions now. Is the expo going to be available in February as well, or is it just going to be?
Yes.
Oh, will it? Okay.
Yes, the expo will run from the 1st of October 2021 till 31st March 2022. So it's for the 6 months. Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. And then what's the dollar value there?
The dollar. Okay, so as of I've been living in Dubai for 14 years, and the U.S. currency, the U.S. dollar exchange rate with the dirham has always remained the same, more or less. So it's because it's pegged with the U.S. dollar is pegged with the dirham, or vice versa. So the exchange rate is 3.6. Between 3.65 and 6.7, that would be the buying and selling rate in the money exchange. And of course, if you do it in the hotel, it's going to give you a little bit less. I definitely, when you arrive, we will give you opportunities to exchange money. There's no point of bring your US dollars. Because number one, all credit cards are accepted. Now, I go like this, quote unquote, because American Express is sometimes it has certain restrictions. Many places don't accept American Express.
Oh, okay.
So MasterCard and Visa, well accepted everywhere. There's ATMs that you can take money out of the ATM depending on your bank and the fees that they charge. You can also ask your bank how much are going to be the fees if you take money from the ATM. Otherwise, bring your US dollars in cash, and you can also pay with US dollars in many places. Otherwise, there's many money exchange places where you can do your exchange, but not normally. I don't recommend in the hotel or the airport. We'll take you to a money exchange.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lulu will take us to a great place to do the exchange.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I do have a question about the food. Wanda, I heard you say, or I heard someone say that it's pretty diverse. So I just wanted to make sure people that are vegetarians or have special eating habits or diets, if that includes that type of diversity, if that is something that is very much to the left or to the right, or if that's just something that's accommodated as well.
Lulu, I'm gonna let you answer that, but from what my experience was when we went, for instance, when we ate at the Lebanese restaurant, a large amount of it was vegetable based and not really meat based. So I would say that all diversities are accommodated.
Yes, definitely ahead of time if you have any dietary restrictions, especially allergies. And basically that. As like Wanda said, in the UAE, a lot of the Arabic food is based on vegetables. So there's many options as far for vegetarians. Also, a lot of since a lot of the Indian community is vegetarian, that's why there's also many vegetarian options. Now, when you're talking about vegan or gluten-free, then yes, we have to really, in the hotels, for example, normally, yes, they do have the gluten-free options. Vegan is more difficult, unfortunately, but there is also that option. And then what else? But then in certain restaurants for gluten-free, definitely we would have to know ahead of time to be able to tell the chef about this, and for them to accommodate or see what could be a solution, or I would find a solution for that for the few people that would have that dietary restriction. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And Wanda, this question is for you. Are you going on both trips? Are you going to go? Oh my goodness, aren't you something? Awesome sauce. Okay. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
And I don't have a roommate.
All right.
That's my roomie travel right there, y'all. I just let her know.
That is wonderful to hear. Thank you.
What other questions do we have out there?
So are you sending something that has the total cost? I know I heard you talk about the air.
Yeah, it's actually all on my website. And actually, since you asked, I will be more than happy to share so that you can see. All right, so hopefully everybody is able to see the website.
You're so technical.
Hey, what can I say?
Girl,
So this is the one of the trips. This is a November trip, of course. But to your question, everything is for those that know me, I'm a very detailed kind of person. So I like to make sure you get plenty of information. I know Valerie
I traveled with you to Puerto Rico, just so that you know. I know that.
Exactly. So it's like, I like to send out a lot of stuff. You get plenty of communication. You're going to get what you need. But this is the website. It has the entire package is listed here. The itinerary day by day is listed. Of course, I always give the caveat. There could be change here and there, but more than likely, this is what we're dealing with. And then to your point, there are links for your purchase that will tell you the actual price. But again, if you continue to scroll down, it shows you information about the hotel that we're staying at. And then as we move forward, it has pricing that is listed here. And as you'll see on this site, It has pricing for travel agents as well as for our clients. We're basically going to have 2 tracks with this particular trip. I mean, we're all friends per se, if you want to put it that way. So we all are going to travel together. But of course, as travel agents, we want to make sure that not only we're immersed in a culture, but we also want to make sure we understand what resort and hotel options are available. So for my travel agents, we do have about 3 to 4, maybe 5 locations that we will be able to actually do site inspections on. During those times that we're doing site inspections, those that are not travel agents, that will be noted in your itinerary pretty much as free time. And just for those that are not familiar with that process, a site inspection for us takes, at one location, maybe an hour, hour and a half, something like that. So We're not talking about, you're going to have all this major loose time. Those times that we're doing the site, and Lulu and I are strategically working that schedule to make sure that everybody's accommodated. But main point, the entire group, no matter what your background is and what you're there for, is going to be fully immersed.
You're breaking up.
Am I breaking up? Oh, sorry. I think my Wi-Fi is getting me. I got too much open. I think when I started sharing, that probably messed with it a little bit. So I'm going to stop sharing, but just want to point out, it is on the website. When you click the purchase link, let me go ahead and show that at least. This is where it will give you information about your pricing, what your options are. So as you can see right now for November, we have still 4 payments available. Your initial deposit's $350. Of course, you can pay more.
Well, no, you're breaking up.
About 4 payments.
You're fine.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I don't know if you saw everybody, but
yeah, I hear her fine as well.
I hear her fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you got about 4 payments that are still as an option. This listed there. Of course, you have single or double occupancy scenario, but everything's on the website. So to be clear, it's all on the website for every piece of detail that you want. And as you know, I'm always here to answer whatever questions you might have.
So what about the February trip, Wanda? Is that on the website?
It's on the website as well.
Pretty
much the itineraries are pretty much the same.
Okay.
There's not much difference between them at all. But yeah, both of them on the website.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Other questions that we have. Let me look at the chat here and see if I see in chat. Okay, so in chat, somebody asked about flights from Charlotte. Here's my feedback. I have found it's easier to fly from other hub destinations. I personally love Emirates, as I said earlier. So I think Emirates would be a good option to choose as far as to fly with. But what I will say from there is it's a good idea to, what am I going? Oh, sorry. Getting old, the brain is going places. What I was going to say is what I've done with the flights that I mentioned for Dulles, for Orlando, for New York, I also went in and tried to price the flights from Charlotte to those locations. From Charlotte to, I think it was to Washington, to Dulles. I found a flight for like 168 round trip. So, I mean, that was really the combination of the two was really the cheapest. Then Orlando, if I remember correctly, was the next combination of value, looking at flying from Charlotte to Orlando and then going from Orlando to Dubai. Of course, the point I would make about that is flying from Orlando, you got a longer flight. Flying from New York and DC, you got a shorter flight. From New York, it's about a 12-hour flight. From Orlando, if I remember correctly, it's about a 16-hour flight. So just things to keep in mind. And I did look at direct flights. I didn't look at connecting flights. That's what I have for right now as far, and those were November, making that clear. I have not looked at February from that standpoint, but what I always try to recommend to people when you're going to be traveling in the new year, never forget about Black Friday. Travel has deals too. You got Black Friday, you got Cyber Monday, and you got Travel Tuesday. So those are good times to find great flights, even when you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do this year, but I know I want to do something. Let me tell you, make sure you search on those days for travel and prices as well. There's a lot of great deals for flights, et cetera, during that time.
Yeah. So I saw that somebody asked regarding the 50 years in Dubai for the November. So just to answer that, yes. So the dates that you're coming in November is from the 27th to the 4th, the 27th of November to the 4th of December. So the 2nd of December is the National Day, the actual 50 years of the UAE. They haven't announced what they're going to do. Normally, during the National Day, they do parade or, you know, around Dubai Mall and that area. But what is more interesting, I think, would be maybe closer to the date, see what they're going to do at the expo site, and we'll see about that. And the other thing is that during this time, they have a lot of sales, they decorate the city with red, white, and green lights. Many people confuse this with the Christmas lights, but it's the colors of the flag of the UAE. So yeah, I mean, the November group will be in Dubai while they're celebrating the 50 years.
Looking forward to that, definitely. Yeah, I think in our last group, there were a couple of ladies that bought extra suitcases. So yeah, shopping is a thing.
Yes, if you are a shopper, my recommendation would be travel light, because you're going to go back heavy.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Yes.
Yeah, my friend.
And maybe bring an extra duffel bag. This way you don't have to buy luggage. I don't know. I mean, these are the things, especially if you like to buy. Yeah.
So let me ask, with that question in mind, and I know this is just going to be based on how you are as an individual, but what would you say is a general idea, Wanda, from someone coming from the States? What do you think is a good amount to take as far as cash is concerned to shop?
Well, you know, I always say to people, that is an individual choice.
Right.
But
exactly.
as Lulu made reference, bring you a card or two because your credit cards are accepted. But for me, from a loose spending standpoint, generally myself, I take anywhere from $300 to $500 US. I don't typically spend all.
Start paying down those cards so you keep them empty.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't typically spend it all, but just so I have it as a backup, I usually take somewhere between $300 and $500.
Okay, and then your backup cards.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, because it depends. It depends on you know on what you're willing to buy. Exactly. I mean, there's so many things to buy in Dubai. You know, besides the, you know, people who are looking for high-end things, for example, I'm not a person that buys a Louis Vuitton or brand names like that. I mean, I don't. I wish, but I don't. However, people who are knowledgeable in these brands, they have told me that in Dubai, they can find either better prices or designs that are not available in other places. But definitely, well, that is regarding the high end. Now, regarding the souks, the markets, in the souks you find shoes with a lot of influence from India. We have to remember that India is a country that has a lot of relations with the UAE. So we have a lot of textiles. We have a lot of shoes, dresses, pashminas. This is actually from the Dubai. The pashminas, they are imported mainly from India. There's what else besides the souvenirs? And then of course you have the gold, the jewelry. Both you have silver and you have old kind of like antique that you can find in some of the smaller shops in the alleyways of the souks and in Sharjah. But then you have the gold. So if you are planning to buy jewelry in Dubai, whether it's gold or precious stones, I suggest you do your research in your country, in the US, because Dubai is known and famous for its gold market and the prices in gold that can be negotiated depending on the amount that you buy and the pieces that you buy. You can get really good prices and of course how you bargain. Also, of course, we have the underground. We have to talk about the knockoff. So you also have that. If you don't want the 10,000, whatever Hermes, Louis Vuitton or whatever, you can find it cheaper.
Great gifts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice options. Is what I like yes. A lot of nice options were present everywhere we went.
Yeah, and then Global Village, of course, you have the spices also, which are there for people who cook and they like to use spices. You have the spice souk or market in Dubai, but then of course in Global Village you also have spices from India, from Iran, from Yemen. The honey. Do you remember the honey one?
The ladies went crazy over the honey. Even coming back, they were going, "What did I do with my honey? I need my honey." Even the ladies now in our little group that we're still chatting on, they'll be like, "Oh, I had my honey with this the other day. Oh my God, and it helped this ache or this pain or whatever." Oh, wow. So yes, they love their honey.
Yes, I mean, there's so many things that it's just amazing. And of course, at the time that you're gonna come, like I said, you're going to have more options because not only do you have the Global Village, but you have the Expo. Mm-hmm. So I think, yes, definitely bring your credit cards in zero so you can shop.
Yeah, the Global Village was so overwhelming with so much. I mean, it was just so much to see, like you said, from all the different countries, every little area that you went into, there was something you might have seen that you're like, "Oh, I really like that. Oh, I want to get that." So yeah, there was just so much to offer. So much to offer. Definitely a shopper's paradise, that's for sure.
No, and the other thing that is really important is that as far as the jewelry is concerned, it's 100% what they say. You're not going to be cheated in the gold market, whether it's in the stones or the gold. And the other thing, of course, is the safety of the city and the country. So I think Wanda already touched on it regarding the fact that as a woman, you can go out by night. You can walk around. There's no pickpocket. They will not mug you or pick your pocket. Normally when you travel around the world, if you go to Rome, if you go to Madrid, to Paris, to Mexico, you have, the warnings. Oh, be careful with your purse. Oh, don't leave this. Don't walk through this area. This does not happen in Dubai. Not yet. Hopefully not never. But I mean, definitely, we always recommend not to forget your purse or leave your things unattended. But I can tell you so many anecdotes of myself and people that I have guided that have forgotten cash in a petrol station, like the wallet full of cash in a petrol station, or they're shopping in the toilet in the shopping mall, my camera in a shopping mall. And it was always found. I mean, we don't want you to do this. We don't want you to, but because there's something you never know. There might be that one time that things are not returned, but this is the norm in the UAE that it is very safe. Mm-hmm.
Good points. Very good points.
So that's another attraction.
Very good point. Other questions that we might have.
I just have one last question.
No
What's
problem.
the average temperature during both times?
Good question. It's because I do centigrades. So
I think it's 87,
and
82,
I have my
87, something like that.
My app here.
Okay. And generally,
it doesn't get very hot in November or February. The temperature in February when you came was really nice.
Yeah, it was.
During the day it's warm, And at night in February, it gets a little bit cool. So you might need a pashmina or something like that, especially when we go to the desert.
Especially the desert. Yep.
In the desert, it was chilly, right?
It got really chilly that night in the desert.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But of course, definitely for both for November and for February, I would suggest, something like this and a light jacket, at least a light jacket that you can take for the evening, for the desert, and anytime. It's always good to be prepared in that sense, but it's not going to be cold or too hot. And if you forget it, don't worry, you can get it there. You can buy it in Dubai.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we're at 7:01. I don't want to keep us over our time. I think we've had some great discussions, some great questions answered. We will be hopefully doing another session later on. I'm traveling quite a bit in June, but Lulu and I are going to get together and try to do another session as well. So if you come up with questions even after this, feel free to send them to me, and if I don't know the answer, I'll make sure to get with Lulu and get the information that you're asking for as well. So, but as always, you can reach out to me. I'm always available. All right. Well, yes, Lulu, perfect. Thank you so much. And like I said earlier, you can't go wrong going with these two girls. We both like to have fun. So awesome. I hope that all of you will be coming with us either in November or February, either one. We'd love to have you. And like I said, if you have any more questions, please do reach out and let us know. But thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to be here with us. All right, y'all have a good one. And thank you, Lulu. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.